Hello everyone, so this is a video to try and explain how to partition a number, to recognize the place value of each of the digits. We're going to start by looking at what each of the digits is worth in a number which has 4 digits. That's a number like 1122. After that, we're going to try and partition the numbers. That means breaking them apart and knowing what each of the different parts is worth. And then finally, we're going to try and order and compare numbers which are even bigger than 1,000. So if we start off, I want to look at this number. Now, before you do anything, you might want to pause this video to have a little look, but you're trying to work out what is this number actually worth. Okay, so hopefully you've had a little look and you'll see that this number is worth 23,456. And that's not that easy to do when you don't have a comma in the number. So what we do is we'll put a comma between the thousands and the hundreds column here, so it's easier to say. So now we say 23, and we'll take a breath, 23,456. I'd like you can use a whiteboard if you have one at home, or use your book. I want you to listen to a number, and I want you to write it down into your book to see if you can do the same thing, using that whiteboard, pen, book, to potentially look at where the comma should go. And I want you to write down the number 13,412. 13,412. Pause the video and just write that down. Okay, so hopefully the number that you will have written down should look like this. We have 13. Remember, we put our comma between the thousands and the hundreds, so we have 13,412. Now, this is the number written as figures or numbers. We can also write this number in words. Why don't you have a go at trying to write this number in words? Pause the video and write it down. Okay, so what you should have written down would be 13,000, and we put a hyphen between the two. And just like in the number, we put a comma next, 13,412. Okay, so that's the number written in figures here, and the number written in words here. Next thing I'd like us to do is we're going to try and put those same digits onto this place value grid so you can see what each one is worth. We've got 13,412. Well, we've got 13,412. You can see here that we have 1 in the 10,000s, 3 in the thousands column, 4 in the hundreds, 1 in the tens column, and 2 in the units. Now, if you were to rearrange these digits, what would be the largest number you could make? Pause the video, try and rearrange the digits to make the largest number you can make. Okay, so let's have a little look together. If we're going to try and rearrange the digits to make the largest number possible, the largest digit we have is the 4, so we'd put that here. The next largest we have is 3, so now we've got 43,000. Remember to put your comma in. And we've got 2, a 1, and a 1, which means that we can put down onto our place value grid 43,211. Now have another go. This time I want you to try and make the smallest number you possibly can. You have to use all of the digits. Go. Okay, let's look at that together. So to make the smallest number possible, obviously we're going to look at our digits and try to put them into an order which makes the number as small as possible. We have 2 ones, so that's going to make 11,000. The 2 actually stays in the same place, so it's 11,234. That's how we make the largest and the smallest digits. Now what I'd like to do is take these two numbers and we're going to partition them. What this means is you're going to split them into the thousands, the hundreds, the tens, and the units. So I'll do the first example. If we're splitting 1,235 into its various place values, we have 1,000 235. Right, I want you to do the next one, please. Can you take 2,371? I want to partition it into its various place values. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, so if you split it into different place values, you get 2,371. And that's how you partition a number. Have a go at these on your own now, very quickly. Pause the video and do all three. Okay, so if you split these numbers into their constituent parts, you have 400 and a 10 goes here and then a 5 here. We have 300s here. We have 90 here. There are no units here. You can see that's a 0. So we don't put anything into here. We just leave that as 0. Now we have 209. This is a bit more tricky. So we've got 200. There are no 10s and there are 9 units. Okay. So the next thing I'd like to do is to look at this number. This number is 43,261. The first thing I'd like to do is to subtract 40,000 from this number. What will change? Okay, so we can see that the 40,000 here is the same as the 40,000 here. If we take away 40,000 from 43,261, we will get 3,261. Now I want to take away 200 from the original number. Take away 200 from 43,261. So again, if we have a look, we're taking away 200s. There are 200s here as well. So we have 43,061 because we have no hundreds left. Next one, we're going to subtract 61 from our original number. If we have a look at the top here, our original number has 61 here already. So we'd end up with 43,200. And the final one, this is a bit more difficult. Take 43,261 and take away 4. Pause the video and have a go at taking away 4 from 43,261. Okay, you've had a go. So hopefully you should have got the answer of 43,000 because it's not big enough to change those. 257. Okay, let's move on to the last bit then. I want you to draw your own little place value grid into your book, and I want you to have a go at drawing 23,456, the number that we had at the very beginning. I want you to try and zap each digit. And to do this, what you're going to do is you're going to start by taking away 20,000 from the original number. You're going to take that new number and you're going to minus 3,000. From the new number that you get from that, you're going to take away 400. From the new number you get there, you're going to remove 50. And the last one, you're going to make it smaller by 6 and see what you get. Pause the video, have a go, and see what you're ending up with at the end. Okay, hopefully you found out that if you took away 20,000 and the 3,000 and the 400 and the 50 and the 6, you end up with 0. Now, little challenge for you. On the screen there are 5 numbers. What I want you to do is to write down in your book what each of those underlined digits are worth. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, so if we look again, the underlined digit here is worth 80, or 8 tens, but 80 is better. Here we have 12,009. Comma's in the wrong place, I've just noticed. Put that there. This one is worth 20,000. This one is worth 100. This one is worth 20,000. And this final one here is worth 3 million. Okay, what I'd like to do now is to have a go at the tasks which are on your Google document.